So it's time to repot this newbie, and this is going to be a slightly different process to what we saw in the previous video when I repotted Steve, the trumpet pitcher, because this little guy is in a really tiny pot, and we are not going to plant him completely underneath the soil. So what we want to do is we want to take the new pot, which is Steve's old pot. As you can see, I'm repurposing. And we're going to put a little bit of soil in there, almost to the top, where we can just place this little guy gently on top and then fill that gap. So using my specially purposed Sundew coniferous plant soil, I have now put this into the pot and following the same process as before, just gently pushing it down, not compacting heavily, just pushing until there's a little bit of squidge, but nothing too hectic. Then I'm going to top that up a little more. But before I do that, I just want to see what are we looking at in terms of height. And as you can tell, that is more or less exactly where we need to be. So now what I'm going to do is take a teaspoon and gently coax this little guy out of this pot, because you don't want to grab him. He's obviously very sensitive and you don't want to damage the sticky bits. So no touching of the plant. This is a little bit different to the trumpet pitchers where we could really touch the pitchers and everything would be okay. So this is where things get a little more scary, because basically I want to take my trusty spoon and just kind of put that in there, which doesn't seem to be working that well for the moment. So I'm going to use the same process as before, just sort of squeezing those edges gently to coax him away from the sides. And then let's see if we can get the spoon into this. Again, very gently. You don't want to be touching the actual fronds or fingers. This could take some time, so you get the gist of it. I'm going to mission on that now and rejoin in a second. Right, so it turned out that a spoon was not the right tool. I actually just grabbed a butter knife from the drawer, gently jammed that in the gap, and you can see how beautifully this little plug will come out there. Okay, so this we want to put into our new pot, just gently allowing it to stand somewhere in the middle. You can push down ever so slightly just to give it that space. So this is the situation I'm left with now. As you can see, everything is intact. Everything's looking great there. So all I need to do now is just fill in this little section here with some more soil and then lightly compact. And for that, I'm going to use my professional tool, the spoon. Right, so this really is a case of slowly does it. I've put the soil around, but I still want to kind of compact it a little. And in the process, try not to touch the sticky bits. I mean, if you do touch it, it's not the end of the world. The plant's not going to shrivel up and die if you do happen to touch it. But obviously, the more you touch it, the more you're removing the stickiness. And that's what the plant needs to actually catch things. So I've pushed it gently, again, not compact. You want a little bit of squidge, but you're just removing all the excess kind of air pockets and things to allow for the water to soak up well. So this will need another layer. Right, there we are. So after another layer of soil and some gentle compacting, you can see that Dart is now securely in his new home. Unfortunately, some of that beautiful moss that was on the lid or the top of the soil is now slightly covered, but don't worry about that. That sort of stuff grows back on its own. Once I've given water from tray, this will all be okay in the end. So basically all I'm going to do now, just empty that this little guy is going to get popped into this tray over here. And I'm going to fill the tray to the top with, as I said before, RO3 water. This is not tap water. This is not mineral water. You can use rainwater or water which has an RO3 rating. I normally get mine from Oasis. So the water will soak up. It might not be enough water to soak the entire pot, which is okay. I'll keep an eye on it. You don't want to overwater, especially in winter and especially after repotting, because you might have noticed that when Dart came out of his carry pack, he was already quite damp. So we don't want a shock with that sort of thing. There's also a couple of little fingers that do have some soil and things on them now, but that's okay. Don't stress about that. You can see some lovely new growth is starting over here. So within a few days, he's going to look like he came in this exact pot, not that he was replanted. So this is how you would repot your plant from Cultivo Carnivores, arriving in one of these teeny tiny little pots. These pots are great actually for propagation. I have Sundew babies at the moment for my octopus plants that I want to repot. And these are the ones that I'm going to use, in fact, to help them. So that's all for today. I hope this video was very informative and helpful, and thank you for joining.